This is the annual recurring revenue acceleration method. How to scale your B2B SaaS revenue in 3 steps. Not 10, it's three. So you need to be paying attention for this one. Okay, why most SaaS grow still. Okay. Before I get into 3 steps, let me explain why this framework exists. There is a pattern I have seen with most or all SaaS companies between 500,000 and to 5 million annual recurring revenue. I call it the growth ceiling. Okay, so you found the product market fit early, customers love you, and revenue grew fast because you, the founder, are doing the selling, the onboarding, and the support. That's the reason. But now you are trying to scale, and everything that got you here is breaking. Acquisition costs are climbing because you are bidding against bigger players with deeper pockets. Churn is cramping up because onboarding doesn't scale without you personally hand holding every customers. Okay, your team is growing, but revenue per employee is actually declining. That's most of you are facing. Okay, so David Scott, the legendary SaaS inventor, puts it's best when you said you can't prove that you can't measure. Okay, the first thing is you need to measure. The real problem is that most founders at this stage are measuring activity less. Okay, so instead of measuring the systems, you are optimizing the wrong scoreboard. The annual recurring revenue acceleration method fixes this by rebuilding your growth engine and around three interlocking systems. Let's start with step one. Okay, the first one is signal based acquisition. Step one is what I call signal based acquisition, and it's the opposite of what most SaaS companies doing. Most B2B SaaS companies run acquisition like a number game. More leads, more demo, more cold email. Mark Roberge, the former CEO of HubSpot, said now he's working on Harvard, shows his famous SaaS TR talks that the single biggest mistake scaling sales team makes the hiring reps before you have a reputable acquisition system. Okay, you don't hire in any role before you build a system. That's the most important thing. Okay, so most people multiplied by a broken process just gives you a more broken result faster. Okay, it will disappear you. So don't do that. Signal based acquisition means you stop chasing volume and start following intent signals. Here is what that looks like in practice. Every prospect is somewhere on these metrics. The game changer is this. Forrester found that nearly 90% of B2B buyers now use AI tool using their purchase research before a sales rep ever enters the picture. Okay, your buyers are educating themselves, they are showing intent signals, visiting your pricing page and reading comparison posts, downloading contents, and most SaaS companies completely ignore these signals. The three signals to track the content consumption pattern. Which page do you prospect visit before requesting a demo? This is pretty essential. Okay, so map the sequence, not just the page. The second one is community engagement. They active in Slack community, commenting on your content, attending webinars. Solutions discovery that half of their 10,000 SMB small business owners, customers come through pattern and community channels. Product usage signals. If you have a freemium or trial model, which features predict conversion. Currently, CMO Patrick Moran reveals that tracking time to first value was the single metric that allows their PLG flywheel. Okay, so why you build acquisition and around signals instead of volumes. Okay, so two things happen. Your CAC, which is cost to acquire customer, drops because you are spending time on prospect who are already leaning in. Okay, so your close rate goes up because you are meeting them where they are. Okay, not interrupting them. Now let me show you how step two locks in the revenue you are acquiring. Okay, so step two is activation engine. Step two is activation engine, which is this is where most SaaS companies leave millions of dollars on the table. And Dan Martel, who is helping over 800 SaaS founders, has this concept called flipping the cancellation. Okay, the idea is simple. By the time a customer cancels, you have already lost them. Okay, so the real battle is won. Okay, lost in the first 14 days. The activation is designed to get new users to their aha moment as fast as humanly possible, not days, in a minute. Okay, here is the framework within this framework. The first section is your onboarding team flows has exactly one job: get the users to experience the core value proposition in their first city, and not learn about it, experience it. If your product saves time, show them time saved. Okay. If it reveals insight, show them the insight about their own data. Okay, that's the most important thing. And the first 3 days will be a guided sequence, automated email in pops, in-app prompt, short tutorials, videos that pushes the user deeper into the product, not the feature tool. A value ladder, each touch point should unlock one more reason they can't go back to the old way. Okay. And the 7 to 14 days, the social lock-in, get the user to invite teammates, integrate with other tools, or share something extreme. The moment a second person in the organization starts using your product, okay, churn risk drops dramatically. Slack understand this better than anyone. Okay, so their demo video showed how channels organize conversation and how team members get only the notification that matters. Okay, here is the key metrics: track your time to value thing. That's the number of minutes between signups and moment the user first experience the core benefits. Every day you reduce that numbers, your activation rate improves. Okay, so Jason Cohn, the founder of WP Engines, shared on SaaStr how WP Engine grew over 100 million annual recurring revenue. One of his most important insight was that the founder's job changed completely once you nail activation. You stop being the person who delivers value and start being the person who builds the machine that delivers the value. Okay, that's the thing. Which brings us to the step three, which is the expansion loop. Okay, step three is expansion loop. This is where good SaaS companies become great companies. Okay, the best SaaS businesses don't just retain customers; they grow revenue from the customers they already have. The metrics that matters here is the net revenue retention and the healthy B2B SaaS growth engine target. Okay, 110% of the above. That means even if you stopped acquiring new customers entirely, your revenue would still grow by 10% from expansion alone. Okay, the expansion loop has three components: the usage based upsell, the customer to advocate pipeline, and multi product expansion. Okay, these are the three things. Okay, the first one, usage based upsell, these are your pricing so that the customer gets more value. They naturally move into higher tiers, not through aggressively upsell them. Okay, through product design, the upgrade should feel like a natural next step, not a sales page. Okay, so you need to do that by doing a value ladder. Okay, so the second one is the customer to advocate pipelines, and customer advocate pipeline is the second one. The third one is multi-product expansion and bringing all together. The step one is signal based acquisition, the step two is activation engine, the step three is the expansion loop. Those are the three ways that you can scale your annual recurring revenue. So if you enjoyed, just please subscribe. And if you want to work with me directly to grow your SaaS and B2B SaaS and also your B2B companies, the link is somewhere in the description. Just go book a call and let's talk about your next step. So peace out, love you.